Good morning, lads and lassies. Irish Demon here, back with another video. I am pissed. And I'm going to say some shit today that I'm sure, yet again, people won't agree with. That's fine. That's your right to disagree with me if you want. But I've got to say it. I've got to say what I think and what I believe. So here goes nothing. So today, I'm going to be talking about censorship again. It is getting out of fucking control. There, I just got demonetized because I said fuck. Anyway, get this, right? This morning, I was on Facebook. I don't really go on Facebook all that much, but anyway, I was in one of these flat earth groups, which again, I don't usually go on anymore because they just annoy me now. And this person on there called May So had up this really stupid meme. I'll post it right there. About the lunar module, she said, how did it slow down from Mach whatever to 0 by just using parachutes? It didn't. I'm going to do a video about why it didn't later. That's besides the point. It became clear to me after a while that she was a Poe. So I called her a Poe. She asked me what a Poe was. I said, Google it. You flat earthers love to Google. These headphones are pissing me off. I said, you flat earthers love to Google stuff so much and do your own research. Go do your own research. Find out what a Poe is. You dipshit. And then she said, oh, so it's obviously some kind of an insult, right? I said, nope. Google it, you'll find out. I said, Poe isn't an insult, but dipshit is. You dipshit. Then I'm walking around shopping and I get a notification on my Facebook. This is it. What do you see there? Your comment goes against our community standards on harassment and bullying. Only you and the admins of Flat Earth, Mockery and Ridicule can see your comment. Our standards apply globally and are based on our community. And again, it was because I said the word dipshit. I was removed for harassment for saying the word dipshit. Then I got another strike for the previous comment where I called her a dipshit. And then I got another one for another previous comment where I think I said dipshit again, maybe. I don't know. So I don't know whether she reported me or not. Doesn't really matter. But then I get this notification. You can't post or comment for 24 hours. This is because 3 of your previous posts didn't follow our community standards. So the first one says, your comment didn't follow our community standards on harassment and bullying. And then on the 1st of December, your comment didn't follow our standards on harassment and bullying. And then on the 20th of October, your post didn't follow our community standards on nudity or sexual activity. Now, I don't post anything on my Facebook, almost never. So it beats me what it was. So I went in to have a look. It was this. Really, that is enough to get you zucked. Are you fucking kidding me? Demonetized. So I challenged it. I said this is bullshit. I should be allowed to call somebody a dipshit. If she just called me a moron, I should be allowed to call her a dipshit. It says, we confirm that your comment didn't follow the community standards. We reviewed your comment again and it doesn't follow our community standards. If you disagree, yada, 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 you can send a message to the oversight board. What's the fucking point? They're just going to disagree with you anyway. It goes without saying. But here's the bigger problem. You can't even call somebody a dipshit on the internet. On Facebook. You can't call someone a dipshit. Are you fucking kidding me? So anyway, I said, right, let me see if it goes the same both ways. Now, I hate the idea of reporting anybody. I think that's absolute pussy shit. I don't do it. I don't report people. What's the point? Unless there's something horrific like CP on Twitter or whatever, then I don't care. If I really get upset by what somebody says, I'd probably block them. I've never blocked anybody in my life that I know of, unless somebody was legitimately harassing me. So she called me a moron. So I said, okay, I'll just report that and see what happens, just because it was out of interest. I don't want her to get in trouble. I don't care if she calls me a moron. Who cares? So I reported it, got a message from Facebook. We reviewed May So's comment and removed it. We took it down because it violated our community. Because she called me a moron. Are you kidding me? They actually removed her comment because she called me a moron. Are you fucking kidding me? Now, I know what a lot of you are thinking right now. You're thinking, oh, but it's a private platform. They can remove what they want. Bullshit. Now, does the First Amendment apply? No, it doesn't apply. Why? Well, number one, I'm in Australia. Number two, the First Amendment only applies to governments and government actors. It's got nothing to do with Facebook. Are they a private platform? Yes, they are. Do they have the right to remove stuff? Well, clearly they do. Should they, though? I don't think so. Because here's the thing. Yes, I can go out on the street and say whatever I want. Now, this is Australia, so I could get arrested for saying certain things. It happens all the time. But in a free country, in America, you can go on the street, you can say whatever you want. But here's the problem. Facebook, Twitter, maybe not so much Instagram, but Facebook, Twitter, YouTube in particular, they are the arbitrary... I can't even talk. I'm so fucking annoyed by this. They control the movement of all of the information in the world right now. For the majority of it. Think about yourself in the last 48 hours. Where has all of the information that you've consumed come from? How many of you have sat down and watched the news? How many of you have opened a newspaper? How many of you have gotten information from another human being that wasn't through the internet, wasn't through social media? How many of you have opened a book? Now, some of you, of course, some of you have. But the majority of you, I'm guessing, just like me, have watched YouTube, have been on Facebook, have been on Twitter, etc., etc. So that's where the problem arises. Yes, we can argue semantics, we can argue legal basis. Yes, they have a right to remove things because it's a private platform, but they shouldn't be removing things the way they're doing it. It's one thing if somebody goes on there and uses a racist comment or posts a racist picture. By all means, I think it's obvious. It goes without saying that, of course they would track and remove child exploitation material. Of course they would. They're removing me for calling someone a dipshit. Surely they'll remove some child exploitation material. No, they fucking won't. We have to fight tooth and nail to get them to take down child exploitation material. I call someone a dipshit, she calls me a moron, and we both get nuked. We both get zucked, whatever the fuck. Both of us. But some other guy can post up pictures of child exploitation material, and people like me have to argue and fight with them to get that removed. This is the kind of shit that is going on social media. Now, you might call it conspiracy theories, whatever, I don't care. The proof is in the pudding. I've been zucked so many times. Loads of my friends, Eileen, I'm looking at you. We've been zucked so many times for calling somebody an idiot, for calling someone a moron. This is out of fucking control. I get it, they're a private company. And some of you might even just say, oh, they're a private company, they can do what they want. I get it. But when a company, these are the most powerful companies the world has ever seen. These three companies. They are so powerful. They control the flow of information for the whole fucking world. And I can't call someone an idiot or a fuckwit or a moron? It's out of control. This micro controls over people's lives, over what you can fucking say. I can't swear on YouTube. I'm Irish. I can't not swear. It's impossible. You find me one Irish person that doesn't swear all the time. I'm absolutely sick of it. It's out of control. And again, you might go on with your bullshit about how they're a private company, they can do what they want. Sure, they can do whatever they want. I'm not saying they can't. But where does it end? Where's the control? We saw it with Donald Trump. Anything that was put up about Donald Trump was nuked. Do I agree with what Donald Trump says? Hell no. You guys know I don't. You guys know I've shown you the things that I disagree with. And I should be allowed to disagree with those things. But that doesn't mean that he shouldn't be allowed to post them. There's 75 million people support him anyway. Whether or not he's going to put stuff up on Twitter, it makes no difference. COVID stuff is the exact same. This information is getting out there anyway. If we can't see it for ourselves and ridicule it, how are we ever going to be able to progress? How are we supposed to learn? You can't even say fuck on Facebook. You can't say fuck on YouTube. The First Amendment is irrelevant. Forget about that. It doesn't matter. Especially to those of us, the vast majority of the world that doesn't live in America. It means fuck all to us. The fact of the matter is that me as a grown-ass man should be able to call you a fucking idiot just as I would on the street. And you should be able to call me a moron right back without me getting nuked. Just because I called somebody, what did I can't even remember what I called her. What did I even call her? I called her a dipshit. And because I called her a dipshit, I can't post or comment for 24 hours. My speech is being stopped for 24 hours because I called someone a dipshit. Now again, I can even picture the people that I'm thinking about right now on this fucking channel that are thinking to themselves, well, you can still go on the street and say whatever you want. Yeah, there's a fucking pandemic, first of all. How do I talk to my family? Facebook. Messenger. That's it. How do I talk to my friends? Right here on YouTube. Or on Facebook. Nowhere else. Because I can't go see my friends because they're in different fucking countries. How are we supposed to talk to each other when every word is being controlled? You've all seen it on YouTube, where your comments have been deleted from my channel, not by me. I never delete comments. I don't care what you say. I don't care what language you use. I don't care if it's directed at me. I don't care if it's directed at a minority. I don't care who it's directed at. You say it, you'll be called out for it. But I will never delete what you say. Even if it's a call to aggression, I will never delete what you say. Because if you put some shit up, then you better stand by it. Because I'll call it out. But I don't think you should be removed for saying it. I don't think your words should ever be removed. Now, again, you can say, well, why don't you go and start your own platform? That's an unreasonable thing to say. That is unreasonable. If you don't like the healthcare system and you say, I've got a problem with the healthcare system, do you think it would be fair for somebody to say to you, well, go start your own hospital? No, it wouldn't be fair. We are talking about companies that control the flow of information for everybody. They censor conspiracy theorists. I don't agree with that. I don't like seeing stuff like Flat Earth on the internet, but they shouldn't be censoring it. We should be allowed to see what we want to see. Nobody should be able to control what you see and when you see it. Should pornography be allowed on Facebook? Of course not. The same way as pornographic DVDs and videos and books shouldn't be in an area where kids can see them. That's standard. You can still go and get those things if you want to, just they're not in the middle of fucking Toys R Us for a good reason. The same way as it shouldn't be on Facebook for that same reason. But if you want to find it, you go to www.onlyfans.com/PhD Tony and there you got it. You can do whatever you want. Sorry, Tony, I had to. There are certain things in our society which are illegal. You can't buy, weapons and drugs online. Depends on where you are in the world. Some places you can. Child exploitation material is illegal no matter what way you cut it. And I think everybody can agree it's deplorable except for some bunch of fucking morons. A video I don't even think I could put up on here as much as I'd love to talk about it. That is not allowed on social media for a good reason. Oh, wait, yeah. But there's millions of pieces of it on Twitter and Facebook. If Donald Trump says, I don't think that anybody should wear masks, I disagree with him, they nuke it straight away. Oh, but people can post pictures of children in the most horrific circumstances you can imagine, and we have to beg Twitter to take those down. But I can't call someone a dipshit, and she can't call me a moron. It is out of control. It is terrifying that these huge companies control people's speech. What about different people's subjective beliefs or their subjective realities? What I think is normal and acceptable should not be determined by somebody in fucking California, some teenager sitting behind a desk who's gone through this training from fucking Twitter or YouTube, telling me what I can and can't say or what I can and can't believe, or even worse, what I can and can't even see. If you think that this is acceptable, please tell me why. I will happily debate anybody on this topic. I'm not an expert on it. I don't know the ins and outs of it. I see what I see. I see that I can't say the word dipshit on Facebook. I can't call someone out for being an idiot and calling them a dipshit. And she doesn't like what I have to say, and she can't call me a moron. A moron. It is out of control. It is out of control. If you don't like what you see on social media, block it. If you see something that is illegal on social media, report it. Please do. I do all the time on Twitter. I'm a member of a group who actively reports and tries to get shut down and tries to track CP material online. And there's not even a button on Twitter that you can press to report something as child exploitation material. You have to go through this big long process, get a report number, send that and all of the details of the account over to Twitter in a form. That's how difficult it is to get this kind of material off Twitter. Why Twitter? Why? Yet I call someone a dipshit, she calls me a moron, and we both get zucked. Now, I feel bad that I got her zucked. I gotta say, I did not expect her to get zucked. I thought she'd get away with it and I wouldn't. I don't know why. Because she said moron, it's not as bad as dipshit. I was wrong. We both got zucked. It's out of control. Let me know down below. Have you been zucked? Did you think it was fair? If I walk down on the street right now and somebody said something stupid, I go, oh, whatever, dipshit. Should I be arrested for it? Should I be kicked out of a shop for it? Yes, it's a private platform. Yes, I can leave if I want to. I hear all these arguments. But the reality is they control the flow of information for the whole world, whether you accept that or not. Can I go to a news site and look at the news? Of course I can. But that's not where I go. Why? Because I get all these pop-ups. I can have all my news in one place. It's great. Social media is awesome. But this control they have over the world is unbelievable. This might sound a bit like Alex Jonesy or whatever, but it's the truth. They control the flow of information for the whole world. I can't tell you the last time I watched terrestrial TV. I watch YouTube or Facebook videos. That's what I watch. That's what most people watch. Except for Tony. He's got that awesome DVD collection. We've had that argument before. I agree with him. It's good to own your own movie. Anyway, different story. But guys, seriously, we need to stand up to this kind of shit. There's nothing I can do. There's nothing I can spread this to you. 200 people might watch this and you might agree with me or disagree with me, and that's fine. I welcome that. I would love to hear why you disagree with me. I would love to. But simply saying, oh, well, you can go and start your own social media, it doesn't work like that. It does not work like that. Some people said to me, why not go to Parler? Okay, I set up a Parler account. Had a look around. Didn't like it. Didn't like it. I didn't like some of the things people were saying. I didn't agree with them. Didn't want to look at it. I left. And there's nothing wrong with that. But there's a huge difference between Parler or Minds and Facebook and YouTube, who control everything. We saw this with a massive friend of this channel, Team Skeptic, the exact same shit happening to him. Friends of mine having their comments deleted. Because to me, you're not subscribers, you're friends. You come in here, you chat, you talk to me. You're my friends. I respect you. I care about you. And when I see your comments being deleted, it makes me fucking angry. We don't have to agree on everything to be friends and to be able to share, thoughts with each other. But when people's stuff is being removed, just because what they say, fucking Mark Zuckerberg or Jack Dorsey don't fucking agree with, and then here we are, back to square one. How about this, Twitter? How about sort out your rampant child exploitation material issue before you come after people for saying dipshit? It's out of control. I don't agree with what a lot of people on the right say. For the vast majority of it. I can't stand Steven Crowder, for example, and a lot of the shit he says. Do I think he should be nuked for it? Hell no. He should be allowed to say what he wants to say. And if you don't agree with him, then you should respond to him. You make a video, say why he's wrong. That's what humans do. We disagree with each other. We talk about it. One of my best friends at the moment is somebody who I talk to all the time. We fucking argue like cats and dogs because we don't agree on fundamental issues. But I'll still say, have a great night, buddy. Look forward to talking to you tomorrow. That's what human beings do. I remember my dad and his best friend Jim, God rest his soul, And the two of them would sit there. They'd argue like dogs, drinking cups of tea, sorting out the world's problem. The world's problems, I should say. They wouldn't always agree. In fact, they rarely did. But they were the best buddies in the world because they were able to argue with each other. My dad would say, where are you, bollocks. You know what I mean? As a joke or, whatever. Would he expect to be kicked out of the house for it? Hell no. The same way as I shouldn't be kicked off Facebook for it. Now, you might say I'm just salty, but I don't care about Facebook. I don't even really like Facebook at all. I really don't. I rarely post stuff up there. I rarely go on there. I look at, pictures that my brothers put up with my nieces and nephews and I get homesick. That's about it. And I interact with some of you folks on there. And that's about it. I don't care. I don't need Facebook. But the fact that they have that power over us is horrifying. Horrifying. Anyway, lads and lassies, I'm going to leave it there for now. This was a very impromptu video. I am just so angry over all of this. Check out Team Skeptic's video from the other night, his live stream, where he talks about all this stuff. He says about how YouTube's a joke and Flat Earth is a joke. Because he hits a lot of the points that I hit, just that I do it, I get a bit hot, I get a bit heated, and I can't get out what I'm trying to say sometimes. And, I might look back at this video later and go, I might have been wrong about that actually. And that's fine. As I said in yesterday's video, it's okay to be wrong. There's nothing wrong with being wrong. It's how you learn. And that is why things shouldn't be suppressed. You should be allowed to make a mistake. You should be allowed to say something that triggers people. And when they go back to you, go, no, this is why you're wrong. That you can actually maybe learn something. And say, okay, you're actually maybe right about that. I think I take back what I said. But if you say something and they immediately nuke it, how are you ever going to learn? It's just going to cause resentment. It's been proven time and time and time again that censorship doesn't work. Now, you might want to go with semantic arguments to censorship is when the government stops it. We all know what's meant by censorship. The controlling of information being released. I'm not saying that there should just be a wholesale, you can say whatever you want with no ramifications. You have to be held responsible for what you say. But it is still okay to be wrong, and it is still okay to take stuff back. Anyway, I'm not going to go back over all of that stuff. Lads and lassies, thank you so much. Guaranteed this video is demonetized, might be deranked, we're probably getting nuked. Who cares? If you like what you see, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. You're welcome to become a channel member or a Patreon if that's something that might interest you. Thank you so much, and sorry, I'm wrecking the gaff here. Sláinte.